Hi everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day today. It's kind of hot here in Arizona today. Other than being hot today in Arizona, today is also a fun day. The fun part being that it is 4/20 today, April 20th, 4/20. The recording of today's video took place over the course of several days, maybe closer to a week. The whole process was a whole lot of fun. It was definitely a learning experience as well. I did run into a couple of issues with the project. Oh, I am making a pipe for today's video to celebrate 4/20. I did run into a couple of issues with the project. A couple of the stones that I was using, that I planned to use, didn't quite work out. One was my fault. I did it. It was all me. The next one, it was the stone's fault. Well, I could probably say it was my fault too because I used the stone. And then finally Plan C worked out. And Plan C was a piece of, give me one second, a piece of silver lace onyx. This is what silver lace onyx looks like in the rough. This stuff, this stone is the actual stone that I cut from. So this is the remnants of the stone that I used. You can see the cut right there. We picked that up in Barstow, California at the Diamond Pacific Rock Yard. So for today's video, I am going to be making a pipe. It was so much fun. It really was. So for today's video, I do have a couple of disclaimers. One being that I am not a professional pipe maker. I have never made a pipe in my life until this project, which I've only done until very recently. And secondly, this is not an instructional video on how to make a pipe. This is simply, today's video is simply a way for me to celebrate 4/20 and show everyone my process that I went through in making a pipe. So basically just sharing my experience with everyone. So those are the disclaimers that I have for today. I hope you all enjoy today's video and hopefully you'll stick it through and see the end product, although it may be in the thumbnail. You may have seen it in the thumbnail. And having said all that, let's get to it. I've got this piece right here. This is silver lace onyx. We picked it up a few weeks ago when we went to the Diamond Pacific Rock Yard in Barstow. The stuff is a little bit softer. What I'm about to do right now is introduce you to Lil Rocky. I did make another video, actually a couple of videos with Lil Rocky. Lil Rocky is a tool that I built. So I have a new camera and I'm still learning how to use it. The gimbal does what it wants. Okay, so this is Lil Rocky. Before we had any lapidary equipment, a saw, a cab king, any of that stuff, I built this guy. Can polish with him, we can cut rocks. And so I actually pulled him out because I don't want to get the saw out today. It's kind of late in the afternoon. But I want to cut out a piece of the silver lace onyx. I'm still in the process of configuring a cooling system. I got a hose that I could use. I marked it right along here. Gonna try and go at an angle. This guy fits there. That guy fits like that. Might be a little odd shaped, but it's for smoking. Let's cut some silver lace. Little quick peek. Boom. There we go. I gotta clean it up. I definitely have to clean up the onyx, but that's what we got. It's not too bad. I mean, if the if the stone wasn't so soft, I probably would have waited until I got the saw out. So this is what we're going to be working with. Going to clean up this mess, and this is probably going to be it for today. Hey guys, it's a new day today. I just wanted to give you a quick update, let you know where we're at. It's late afternoon and I'm finally able to get out here. This is what I cut yesterday, so today I'm going to continue to work on this. This is a piece of silver lace onyx. I'm going to get out Lil Rocky and probably kind of flatten out this area, and I think that's probably as far as I'll get today with this. Before I start drilling into it. So that's where we're at. I'm actually gonna go to a lower grit diamond pad. This is a 50 grit. I'm just trying to see the process, so that's why I'm switching. I should have started that. I think I'm going to call that good for this side. We're going to start on this edge. Start on this side now. Very rough. Okay, I think we're at a good stopping point for today. I kind of did what I was hoping to do, so I have a better idea of what I'm gonna be, where I'm gonna be drilling the hole, where the chamber is gonna be, where the carb is gonna be, all that fun stuff. I have a better idea now. This stuff is definitely a whole lot softer, probably a little bit more forgiving. So I think we're gonna call it good for today. Continue on maybe tomorrow or the following day. So I'm thinking the exhaust is gonna go on this end. Yeah, just because of that guy right there is already kind of flat. This is gonna be the bottom. The top carb hole is gonna go over on this side. So that's the plan for now. Try and figure out the width of this is about 1.25 inches by 1 inch. Try and find the center. So what I'm doing now is I've got a tube cap that I'm just tracing out for the bowl. Give me an idea of where it might go, so I have an idea of how far I need to drill. And it's just a simple bottle cap. Or a tube cap, not a bottle cap. So this is what it looks like. Bowl chamber here, where the exhaust is gonna go. The carb is gonna be over here on this side somewhere. And then now I'm gonna start drilling. I'm gonna be using this bit right here to get the hole started. And then I'm gonna switch over to one of these diamond bits. Just using this one to get the hole started. So I got the hole started. I don't know if you can see that. I can't tell if that's focused or not. And I didn't put my mask on. I'm gonna switch over to one of these diamond bits. Probably start with one of these smaller ones. The one we're gonna go with for now. It's diamond covered. So I just checked the depth of the hole again, and I'm about 1 inch deep with that other stone, the harder one, the chalcedony. It took me a whole afternoon to get 3/4 of an inch deep. So, and it's been about, what, maybe 15 minutes or so, maybe. Trying to take it slow and steady. Okay, I got the carb hole marked out. We're gonna go right about that side. Or actually, I think I'm gonna start on the bowl first. Start with the round bit. Actually gonna set this in the water. Better idea here. Give you a sneak peek. So I finally did it. I finally broke through. There it is. From there to there. So what I'm going to do next is try and clean up the the inner chamber here of the bowl. You can see it's kind of messy. So I'm going to clean that up. And then on this side, I'm going to get the carb going. And then start shaping this bad boy into something better looking, I guess. So there we go. After, I don't know how many days, this bad boy didn't crack on me yet. This hole is a lot bigger than I like, but that is the diameter of the bit that I had to use to be able to drill all the way down this way. So that's what I get. Actually, if you look in there, let me see. Just saw it. Probably too dark in there for the camera, but I was able to see the light. I was able to see the light. I'm gonna get a little, I guess a little notch on the inside all the way around there for the screen to sit. So that's the next plan. Get the carb drilled and then a notch in the lower portion of the bowl to be able to hold the screen in place. I got a round bit here to start the hole for the carb. I'm gonna go right about here. I know you probably can't see that, but that's where I'm starting. At the same time, I know how long it took me to get to this point, so I might do that window because it is one right now. Yeah, let me do that. Work smarter. Work smarter. I am sweating buckets right now. In case y'all were wondering. I'm sweating buckets, sweating buckets. It's so hot out. The desert's hot, and it's only April. City. There we go. Carb hole drilled. So now we start shaping. This is gonna be the fun part. I got a new bit put on to get the little ridge or notch, whatever you want to call it, around the bottom for the screen to be able to fit in there. I have the carb hole drilled as well. I hope that will suffice. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now I am going to start shaping this bad boy into looking like something else. I got Lil Rocky out. I got a 50 grit on here to start shaping this guy. I'm going to go for a rounded shape so it'll be somewhat easier to polish, I hope. I've never polished a silver lace onyx. I've also never made a pipe. Okay, here we go. Alright, I got this piece flattened out, nice and smooth, except for right here, but I think I'm going to start rounding it out right in that area. But this is about where I wanted this to be. So I think I'm going to start cleaning up this end. Probably flatten out this piece right here too. And this side. So I got the bottom finished, well, mostly finished, and I got each of the sides cleaned up. All right, took a little lunch break. Now we're back at it again, still shaping this bad boy out. This is what we got so far. I'm just using a Lil Rocky here. I'm still using a 50 grit just to get most of this material removed. May or may not switch over to some of these bits. Continuing on. At this end, there was still quite a bit of host rock there. You can still see some of it there. I think I'm gonna try and get all of that removed, and then I'm gonna start bringing the top part in a little bit. Okay, I've been at it for a little while, but this is where we're at with it. Still got some rough right here. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that, or since it's so close to that piece. The bowl is pretty deep. I'm trying to decide which way to go from here. If I want to bring this in a little bit, I think I am, like right in that, bring that in a little bit so I can make this more of a bowl. So we're getting there. So we're gonna switch over to the Dremel for a bit and then take it from there. It's super dusty. I gotta make sure to wipe my equipment down afterward. This is where we're at right now. Bring this in, all of this, round this out up top here. That's the goal. Slow and steady, slow and steady. I've been shaping for probably the past hour and a half, taking my time, but this is what we've got. I said I wanted to bring this area in, kind of keep it fat right there in the middle, bring it in, of course, down here, probably round this out a little bit more, and then probably start polishing. This little guy is going to be done soon-ish, I hope, but I'm going to continue to round the bowl portion out a little bit more. Getting there. So this is where we're at. I think I'm pretty much, well, close to being done shaping it, I'm gonna try and round this portion out a little more, and then we will start, and then I'll start polishing it. So it's almost time to call it good. Okay guys, I think that's it. This is what we've got. Kind of big, but it's the only type of bit I could fit in there. I mean, to get that deep. So I think I'm good with how it looks as far as the shaping of it. So I will proceed to polish it. All right, I have a 100 grit polishing pad on here. I go over this guy a few times, maybe like 3 or 4, cover the whole thing, and then move up to 200. 100 grit right now. All right, since I'm using Lil Rocky here and I'm shaping it this way, the edge of the wheel has been digging into this area. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is get some sandpaper. This is a fairly soft stone. I believe it's about 3.5 to 4 on the Mohs hardness scale. I'm gonna get some sandpaper and hand sand around this neck portion. So I'm gonna do that now. I just gotta find the sandpaper. Okay, I found these guys, just a hook and loop, the little guy. This is about, I believe it said 180 grit. Right now the one on here is 100, so we got some cushion going on here. I'm gonna use this guy instead for now. And I honestly need to find where I put sandpaper. We're getting close to the polishing stage of this little guy. There's 1 or 2 spots on it that the edge of this wheel kind of dug into it, so I'm gonna try and sand it out. There's a spot right back here, right around here, and then another one up here. So I'm gonna use one of those diamond bits, kind of even it out so it's not. I was using sandpaper, just regular, I think it was maybe 180 grit paper to try and work that out, but it's slow going. So I know these guys will speed up that process a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna get those portions out. They're just little indentations from the edge of the wheel. Get those out and then proceed to polish, because this little guy is pretty much ready to go as far as beginning to polish. So we're getting there. The finish line is near. It's actually been pretty fun working on this. Last night I was double checking the hardness of Silver Lace Onyx. One site shared that it was at a hardness of around 3.5 to 4, and then when I was double checking last night, I read that it's closer to chalcedony in terms of the Mohs hardness scale, at about 6.5 or 7. I'm not sure which one. I mean, which one I believe. This seemed to be a whole lot easier than working on this bullseye chalcedony. Like, this guy is way hard. But either way, I'm considering making a couple more of these guys. However, I will be using labradorite. I got a nice chunk of labradorite that I could get a few blocks out of and make more of these little guys. They'll probably be around the same size because of the depth of this hole, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We got those sections out. It's smooth sailing. Right, I was having this little area right here was the worst, but it's nice and smooth, no ridges. Right along here, and then another right there. They're all gone. So now I am going to proceed to polish. So close to being finished, which is awesome. Got some clean water in here. This has been scrubbed very, very well with some dish soap and water. There is a bit of residue from the 3000 pad stuck in here into that void right there. I tried to get as much of it out as I could. There's a couple other spots on here where it kind of stuck as well, like right there. But not that big of a deal. I'm not too worried about it. If I was selling this or if I was giving this away to someone else, I would take the extra steps to get all that completely out. But since this is my very first pipe that I've ever made in my life, I will be keeping this for myself. And again, I will be making more. I got a nice chunk of labradorite that I'm planning to use specifically for more pipes. I just had to see how this process was going to go before I kept going. Here we go. Next to last step. All right, I'm gonna let this guy dry off. Whoa, wrong way. Let him dry off and then I'll give you a peek at it. No, actually I'm gonna get some cerium oxide on it first before I allow that. I got some cerium oxide on there. I honestly don't know what a good length of time is to keep this guy rolling in cerium oxide. I honestly don't know. However, I think I'm gonna be done. Put a screen in there. Next, I'll go run inside, grab a screen, throw it in there. I may or may not use it. So, I'm gonna dry it off, get it nice and dry, and give you guys a look, see how it turned out. So that's the plan. Okay, it's finished. All right, my first ever pipe is finished. Got a screen in there. Right there, a little void opened up as I was shaping. Just a tiny one, but not too noticeable. Also in this little area right there. But there it is. Finished product. Again, this guy's a little big, but that'll have to do until I can find a drill bit that's small enough to be able to drill this depth. So if anybody out there has a recommendation, that would be greatly appreciated. So there it is. Silver Lace Onyx. We picked up this material at the Diamond Pacific Rock Yard in Barstow, California. It's $3 a pound. My favorite part about this is this vein right here. It goes all the way around to over here and up. It almost looks like it's a fracture, but it's not. And then you can see it on the inside as well. I hope that's focused. It's hard for me to tell if it's in focus or not. Anyway, there it is.